I look back where I was to where I am now, it's like night and day. Like, wow, is that seriously me? Have I really come this far?
When Kendrice asked me to go to my high school where I used to go to and tell everybody about it, now that really gave me a great sense of pride and honor.
It showed me that I had the ability to actually be myself, and to know that I could do something that was to actually do something that anyone else could do. And to know that just because I maybe have a disability, that it doesn't make me any different or any less human than anybody else.
Employment and Community First Choices is a new community support program in Tennessee for people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. Serves individuals of all ages and is focused on helping people be fully valued, fully included members of their community, to have the opportunity to explore and pursue and find employment that works for them, to get supports to continue to live with family if that's what they choose, or to find their own home to live in, and basically anything that would help support people be fully contributing, fully included members of our community just like the rest of us.
He graduated in 2014 from high school, and so we had maybe about 4 years of just kind of hanging out at the house, more or less. There wasn't a whole lot to do. We couldn't figure out how, I was afraid to take him to look for employment, because I thought if I took him and got him a job, they might not be able to understand that he had these disabilities that made it difficult for him to work maybe like everyone else. So I thought, well, he'll just get fired, so it's probably best if I don't do that.
I want him not need me. I want him to be happy. I want him to find life. I want him to live his life. That's all I want for him. I want him to find happiness.
Well, I certainly agree with Dad. We want him to just, be as independent as he can, and have a pretty healthy, normal life.
The day when I got my job at McDonald's, Spencer, we just went over there and I got the job like that. And the jobs I did here, well, right after lunch was custodian work, clean, vacuuming, and taking out the garbage. But I definitely know I'm getting paid.
Okay, you don't really, if you've already clocked in, you don't.
And also my meals, well, I get a discount on my meals and my drinks are free, even when I'm not working that day. Just follow your instincts and keep an open mind. Otherwise, trust the force.
Has his own thing. He's into fanboy and cosplay a lot. Star Wars is his thing. So he's kind of found his community, and his parents share that community with him. So it's really not much that Breakthrough is doing so much as making sure that Jacob has the experiences that he wants to have.
I think just with the program, I've seen so many people just blossom and come out of their shell. People that have been institutionalized for decades and now are in community living support homes, really being able to live on their own. And parents are able to kind of take a little bit off of themselves and say, okay, my child or my adult child now can really do these things with just a little bit of support. They don't need to be in a facility or in an institution. They can live on their own, and just being able to have that added support that Employment Community First has done.
I wanted to be independent and I wanted to live life to the fullest. But until ECF services, I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to actually become independent. Whenever I read the patients, they really enjoy that. They just light up, and it's just like it's like a new day to them. I've done that with my own grandfather, my mom's dad. I fed him in the nursing home. I want to be a CNA someday. That's one of the things I really want to do.
Kezia comes in about 8 o'clock, and we get there about 6:45. And when she comes in, she's always just ready to go, bouncing down the hall, always in a good mood. One of the hardest workers I have ever seen, and she is just a delight to work with. She's great. And Kezia I just really admire her. Nursing is a tough job, and her job is a very tough job. And she runs around the whole time she's there cleaning and stocking, and patients want something, coffee or anything. She just works so very hard. In the flu season, we had a very low incidence of the flu, and I think that was due to her being so clean. She keeps everything just shining up there, and we would really miss her if she was not there. On the weekends, she's not there, and we miss her on the weekends. She's good.
To have a disability, it doesn't mean that you are less than. It doesn't mean that you're not equal to. It just means that you're unique. You have other needs, and just because you have needs doesn't make you odd. It makes you you.
Well, she's blossomed out. She's spread her wings somewhat, and she's doing more outside things than she did before. And I find that it's very satisfying for me to see her become more encompassing so far as the world around her goes. She's lived with us for several years now, and our goal for her was for her to become independent and be able to take care of herself without, because we're not always going to be here. Working in the hospital is good because it complements her natural tendency to be kind and helpful. We live our life around her right now because of we want to see her succeed. And success would be defined as living independently.
Well, after I moved out my parents' place, I got to see and meet a really nice guy named Chad Thornburg, and he was, to me, like a family model. He taught me some things that my parents didn't teach me to do, like how to cook meals and how to do all that stuff by myself. So because of him, I'm able to like wash my own clothes and cook my own meals and just do all kinds of stuff. Like when I first moved into his place for a while, I got to do everything first. Well, when I first got my hair cut, it felt a little weird, but it felt nice because I know I definitely needed it. I looked like one of these mountain men. It was almost that long. And before, I was not allowed to make my own decision when it comes to haircut. I mean, again, my mom was my barber. Well, at first, it felt kind of weird. Like, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to the idea of making my own decisions, But after a while, I got thinking, this is real nice. I like it. I like the idea of making decisions and not having people telling you can't do this or you can't do that, or no to this or no to that.
William's only limitation was that he never got to really experience life. He didn't get, he didn't get to make decisions for himself. He didn't know, how to handle money. He didn't know how to cook. He didn't know to do, simple skills. It wasn't that he couldn't do it, he didn't know how to do these things. He had personal goals, and he knew what he was going for, and what his personal goal was to be independent and to live by himself. You know, we don't always, as a family model provider, we think that things should go one way and they're going another way. He was ready to go, and he expressed that, and we made it happen. You know, it may not have lined up with what I wanted, but it's not about me. It was about him.
If you want to use ECF's choices, I highly recommend it. Because everything that I have gone through, I'm sure you have gone through. Because everybody wants to be independent. Everybody wants to be somewhere that they are not. And everybody wants to know that they can. ECF choices, they give you the ability to become independent.
I'm still in my young 20s, so able to do that this young. Then I know I had live a successful life.
Well, what I can recommend to anybody, in my situation, is that if they believe that they can make their own decisions, their own choices, to go for it. You know, if they believe they can do it, then they need to try.